Hi, it's me. Welcome to the Shark Stream. Golly gee whiz. Friday, am I right? Hope those who celebrate Thanksgiving had a good Thanksgiving. I ate a good chunk of food. Had some ham, some turkey, mashed potato, choco cream pie. It was pretty good, honestly. Had a good time with family and friends. Today is going to be another kind of dual stream day where I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV during the day, obviously. Like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but hold on. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I am planning to play Final Fantasy XIV today. I don't know if I made it obvious. Hold on. Let's not accidentally show the Shadowbringers trailer. We don't want to do that just yet. I think I talked about this the other day. Monster Energy has released Monster Reserve Watermelon. Trying to make it sound fancy. It's basically just standard sort of formula Monster Energy. It's not like one of the juices or anything, or like the coffees or anything. It's just regular Monster Energy. It's just watermelon flavored now. It's pretty good. It tastes like candy. I'm gonna try and take this slow, because here's the thing. The benefit of the Mountain Dew Rise... Fancy, you say? I have no idea what's going on. I have fancy Monster Energy. It's Monster Reserve Watermelon. Slurp. The benefit of the Mountain Dew Rise is that it doesn't have any, like, added sugar in it. Whereas this is a Monster Energy. This is a Monster Energy can. It's got all the stuff that, like, you worry about going into it. All of its sugars are added sugars. Like, I'm looking at the can, just like, total sugars, 28 grams. Includes 28 grams of added sugars. It's just like, there's no natural sugar in this can. It's all added in. They're just like, none of the slurry that we've put in this can has any sugar in it naturally. So we just gotta chuck a whole bunch in there. So last time we left off, we rescued the Scions. And we found out that our boy Thancred is evil. Well, okay. This might be a little bit spoilery. It's not that Thancred is evil. Thancred is being possessed by La Habrea. That is what's happening. All the same, our boy Thancred is unfortunately working against us at the moment. But we're gonna save him, goddammit! We have, at this point, legitimately entered the final stage of A Realm Reborn. Owing to the fact that I completely misremember how these chunks of the game go. I ended up kind of, I guess kind of fucking up exactly what happens when and how long certain chunks of it take. But I think what do we have? I want to say it goes Cape Westwind, Castrum Meridianum, and then Praetorium. And there are a number of smaller side quests between each of those to kind of set up each of those conflicts. So, we got a hard fight ahead of us. We gotta fight that one dude with, like, the big cannon shields. He looks super imposing. It's probably gonna be a tough fight. Yeah, basically, that whole Tribunus thing that they got going on there with, like, Ridatine, Livia, Nero, and then Gaius. It's time to take them all on. Who knows if we will come out on top, if we will come out victorious. I never watched that show, Victorious. You know who I bet watched that show? Natalie. Natalie? Are you available right now? Or are you in a different room? Natalie's probably busy. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to get my headset plugged in here so I can hear the fucking game. I gotta look if there's a way, because here's the thing. Modern consoles have this great thing right now where you can plug headphones or a headset into your controller and you get all of the audio, right? With the Xbox, it works best because it's just like, oh, I can plug it into the controller and just mute the TV, and I can keep playing the audio from the TV for the stream. But with the PS4, if I plug my headset into the controller, then it actually mutes the game on the TV. And it's just like, well, fuck. So I gotta see if there's a way to not do that. To have the audio going through the controller and the TV simultaneously. Like the Xbox does. Get that plugged in. My TV is filthy. I gotta clean this monitor. Okay. Ah. Ba da ba da ba da 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 da. So I mentioned last time that I was hoping to keep my glamour consistent as I ran through this New Game Plus. And last time... Let's get this paused. Last time the issue was that I ran a bunch of Eden raids and ended up having, like, a lot of currency for the Eden armor. So I've been playing a lot of the Nier raids. So, I don't know if you can tell. Things have changed again for me, outfit-wise. Oh, let's get you off the screen. I have... Okay. So here's the thing. I've been collecting armor from the first Nier raid to use for glamours. I've got almost all of the striking set. The only piece of the striking set I think I need are the boots. Let me pull up the image that I have for this. But right now, the kind of regular 2B boots, they're a fine substitute. I've also got, I think, most of the casting gear. I'm trying to remember. I think for the casting gear, I am missing the leggings and the top, but I've got the hat, the gloves, and the boots. I've also got a good chunk of the healing gear. But we're going to be running with this for a bit, because I really like the way this looks. Okay. So let's go ahead, resume our New Game Plus. Who am I talking to next? The Black Wolf's Ultimatum. Oh, we gotta get back over to the airship landing. I see. Alright. Well, let's go. So I'm basically going to be streaming this for like the next 5 days, with the continuation of BioShock Infinite this afternoon being really the only break in streaming this. Also the fact that like on Monday and Tuesday they're going to be shorter, like closer to 2 to 3 hour streams. Just because I have work in the middle of those days, so they're going to be using the afternoon slot. Wait, shit. This isn't where I want to be. I don't know how much time is between where we're at right now and the end of Realm Reborn, but basically, for today, we are basically just going to be playing to the end of base Realm Reborn. That is my current plan. Because here's the thing, Castra Meridianum, Praetorium, those are going to each take like, both of those combined are going to take me like 2 hours solid, and I don't know how much time is going to be spent between those, getting from one place to the other, and doing like quests between them. So let's talk to Minfilia.
Grim tidings, Aigeld. It seems that the word of the Ultima weapon's existence has already reached the Alliance leaders, in the form of an ultimatum. They have gathered in the fragrant chamber, and are deliberating their answer even as we speak. Beleaguered as they are, I fear they may well elect to lay down their arms in the belief that surrender will spare their people untold suffering, yet nothing could be further from the truth. That which the Black Wolf offers will doom Eorzea, not deliver it, and the leaders must be made aware of this.
I can see Middy's little kitty calculations running through her head about how she wants to climb into my lap real quick. Whether it's to lay in my lap or to get up to the desk so that she can then proceed to the Xbox. She has proceeded to the Xbox. Here, Middy, let me move that Bionicle for you. Oh, are you coming back over here? You need to make up your mind. I know you don't necessarily have a mind to make up. Okay, and you're going back over. Okay, just step all over my keyboard. That's fine. I'm gonna turn this off.
Let us hurry to them, Aigeld, and ensure that they do not act in ignorance of the consequences.
I can do that. Please let me out. I want to check something here real quick. 82. It's such a bummer. I'm going to end up hitting the weekly allotment of Revelation tomestones before I can have enough to get the weapon that I want to get. That's upsetting. Ooh, MIDI. Careful. I don't think MIDI understands that certain things are not locked in place, so when she bumps into something or pushes up against something and it falls over, she's like shocked that it's happened. She's just like, who could have done this? Bartholomew? The Council of the Alliance Leaders is presently in progress in the Fragrant Chamber. I must ask that you step away from the doors, madam. I'm sorry? You're here on behalf of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Of course you may enter. Yeah, that's right. This is official Scion business. Hey, everybody.
We keep treading the same ground.
Van Belsar's demands are clear.
Alas, our minds are not.
I've never been one to shy from a fight, but if this weapon of theirs can do all they claim...
It has been 5 years since the calamity, and our people have scarce begun to rebuild their lives. Can we now, in good conscience, call upon them to risk what little they have left? I would spare them the pain of further conflict. Conflict, I say, though that would imply forces set in opposition. If the combined might of 3 primals could not stay Garlemald's new terror,
if it's any consolation, those primals were
can
kind of
we offer?
punks.
We who struggle to quell the foes who rise up within our own borders.
I mean, I've been doing really well, like...
Long have we fought the primals, but to what end? We strike them down at no small cost, only for them to rise again and again.
Well, thankfully, you've got me
Are we to
now.
play this profitless game for the rest of days? I, for one, grow tired of it. Mistake me not. I do not propose to trade one tyranny for another. I love liberty. But conciliation need not mean oppression.
By the 12, though neither of you cried surrender, your every word betokened it.
Raban has a point.
Not that I deny there is truth in what you say, nor can I rightly claim that Ul'dah is ready to fight. Refugees flood our gates, and beastmen swarm our land, while the great and the good do nothing. My flames struggle to bear the burden. I put on a grand show at the Remembrance Service, made all manner of lofty promises. I've made good on not a bloody one.
Do not blame yourself, Reborn. You said only that which the people needed to hear. All present have done the same. Our citizens had become lost to hope. If our words serve to kindle it in them anew, better we speak than remain silent. Our enemy condemns us for failing our people. Yet what does he care for their well-being? While we labored to rebuild their lives, the Black Wolf built instruments of murder with which to end them.
Her Majesty speaks true. For all our failings, the people's well-being has ever been our foremost priority.
So the weird thing about this is that, like, okay, Gaius is a bad person. At the very least, Gaius is a bad person. It is on some level weird for them to hear them be like, oh, what does he care about the people's well-being? He's been building weapons with which to kill millions. It's just like, okay, the Ultima weapon is dangerous. But at risk of invoking the meme, the joke, it's not really ever been Gaius's intention to, like, do that. And I mean, part of this is more stuff that you learn about him, like, kind of after the fact. Where it's just like, okay. Imperialistic, fascistic. That's all true. On some level, he has better intentions than other people in, like, the Garlean hierarchy ever had. Like, there are folks within the hierarchy of Garlemald that are way worse than Gaius is, and have even lesser regard for life. As, of course, we find out later in the game.
While none among us ever doubted that the Empire would one day resume its war, we scarcely had means enough to solve the problems of the present.
Aye, which is why we look to others to safeguard our future. The scions of the Seventh Dawn, alas, they are gone, and the Black Wolf is at our door.
Backstreet's back, baby!
I fear you are mistaken.
Alphinaud, Minfilia, and Seven Hells, Master Garland?
Alphinaud. I'm glad that they got that sorted out by the expansions. It's very funny to hear Alphinaud. Sup, fuckers. Also, I'm here, the Warrior of Light.
You, dear friend.
Thank you, Kane-sama.
By Ralga, you're alive. All of you.
All of us and more, yeah.
As we approached, I would swear I heard talk of surrender, but I know that cannot be. It is not the Eorzean way.
Were we just, like, hanging out outside the door and just listening
Hear me,
in?
my friends.
We need to enter at the
Accepting
most
the
dramatically
Guardian's
appropriate
offer
moment.
To vanquish the primals would be folly. Folly, I say. For might is not the answer to the primal threat. Indeed, the more the Empire exerts its strength, the worse matters will become. Primals enter this world when mortals call upon them, and mortals are wont to appeal to a higher power when they are desperate. Nothing is more certain to breed desperation in the beast tribes than the Garleans' proposed solution.
The true answer lies in a lasting peace. But the Garleans only know war and conquest. Should Eorzea fall into their hands, there will be such suffering as none can imagine.
We are not blind to the many challenges that each of your nations face. Yet you must not give in.
Aye. Remember 5 years ago when you wagered all for the sake of the realm? Remember what you fought for, what you were willing to die for. Let the memories rekindle the fire in your heart, for Eorzea has need of it again.
Come what may, we Scions will never give up the fight.
That's true.
And so I bid you stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm.
Uh-huh.
A great man once said that a shrewd merchant grasps not for the quick profit, but invests in the future. Wise words, eh, Reborn?
Sid,
I just like that just everybody loves Sid.
Sid was
Your
everyone's
words stir
friend.
and shame me in equal measure. How could I contemplate surrender?
It was really easy. I don't blame you,
I know
honestly.
full well that all we have, we owe to the sacrifices of those who went before us. Yet the seeming hopelessness of our plight robbed me of my insight. We Gridanians have no love for war.
Fucking Kane set out here just like, listen, I'm a pacifist, but I will personally walk up to Gaius and kick his ass 6 ways to Sunday.
Yet we have still less for those who would threaten our homeland. Ever have
I'm a
we
healer,
fought to
but
protect those things we hold dear, and this shall never change. Gridania will go to war. We will fight the Empire for the sake of the realm and all who abide here.
Kane Senna out for blood!
At long last, I hear words worthy of a founder of the Alliance. Reborn, are we to be outdone?
I lost one homeland. The thought of losing another had blunted my resolve.
Hashtag twin adder.
But no man knows better than I that if you want aught, you'd best be ready to die for it. With great danger comes the chance for great glory and great profit. We Uldans who have turned sand into gold know this well.
Yeah, but you don't have to bring up the profit part of it.
How many times have we fallen into the pit of despair, only to have you pluck us out? I've fair lost count.
Numerous. Don't worry about it, though.
Reckless, the lot of you, like bloody pirates. Well, I won't waste my breath trying to talk you round. On account of being a pirate myself.
Hell yeah!
And the pirate who shrinks from a challenge is no pirate at all.
That's my girl!
Those who would pick a quarrel with us must choose. Back down or go down with all hands.
Hell yeah.
Let the Garleans come. The united strength
Let the
of
Garleans what?
Lominsa will be waiting for them.
If our realm is to be free of this pall of darkness, let it be by our own hands.
For Eorzea!
Eorzea. Just the hard cut to them burning the ultimatums. Crispy.
We must needs consider how the weapon may be brought to bear against us.
The Maelstrom will secure strategic points along the coastline.
In the meantime, the flames will deploy at...
Be at ease, my friends. You have banished our doubts. Pray leave the military matters to us and retire to the waking sands.
Did she just tell me to pray return to the waking sands?
Anon.
God damn it, Nanamo. Nanamo, you can't just hit me with that.
Oh, Hazel. I completely forgot I still had time on her companion clock. I've mostly been hanging out in like cities and inn rooms while I've done like raid grinding. Mostly because in a lot of those locations it's a lot quicker to load in and to load into, like once, you know, you're done, so. To the wakey sand. You two seem new. Who's hanging around here? Slafswiss. Me dear sister drew her last breath here in a battle with the Empire. To her, the fight for Eorzea's future was more important than her homeland. True to her beliefs up to the end, she was. Oh. Is everybody... Arenvald, you're okay! No matter how dark the night, one day the dawn will break. As long as brave souls like yourself take up our cause, the Scions will never stand down. I am very curious as to what Arenvald is thinking about all this. I should have done something, done anything, but I didn't. Now Ahaba and Auliar would not let it be for nothing. I will earn this. Yeah, Arenvald. Came away with our lives. Though our losses weigh heavy in our hearts, we must carry on for those who have fallen. As one age endeth and another doth arise, so do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me? How fares the realm? Souls from ether far, strangers from strange lands, yester with thine eyes, morrow by thine hands. Urianger, what the fuck does that mean? Thou and thy fellow warriors of light have led us from the darkness of the 7th Umbral Era, as was writ in the Divine Chronicles. Yet peace is ever fleeting. When the darkness riseth resurgent, I pray thou wilt bring thy light to bear once more. What of the Primals? Thy victory over Shiva have offered the Ishgarians much needed respite, yet I fear... What? Urianger, I haven't even fought Shiva yet. You can't just go spoiling the game like that. Fuck. God damn it, Urianger. My shift number? I don't know. 14? I get it? It's like Final Fantasy 14. I wonder if the Scion of the 7th Dawn is still here. Did they die in the attack? Oh, fuck. All y'alls.
Humph. Instead of gratitude for coming to his rescue, Papalimo called me a scatterbrain. Next time he gets caught by the Empire, I'm leaving him to rot.
Had I not intervened, that Garlean soldier may well have done for Ida, lowering her guard in the heat of battle as though she were on an evening stroll. How much of a scatterbrain can she be? At least we cannot fault her for being inconsistent. We may have surmounted this latest trial, but the worst is yet to come. We must remain focused. I will not see our efforts wasted in futile regret. And as for Thancred, he and I have much to discuss. The counteroffensive to come will require the total commitment of every allied nation, as well as the flawless coordination of all forces. I pray the Council understands this.
I understand you gave our fallen brothers and sisters a proper burial. I'm sure they appreciated it. When the Empire is beaten and all this is over, let us visit them at the church.
For many years I dedicated my life to the research and development of Magitech, unable or unwilling to see the repercussions of my work. And though I have since left Garlemald behind, its scientists continued to build upon my work. I fear that this new weapon may be yet another example of that, an ancient relic enhanced with technologies I created. Yet even should that be the case, it would still require a brilliant mind to... No, he didn't. Ooh. 6 on the agenda, we're ready to get to work. She hasn't said a word to me since the rescue. Was it all for nothing? Don't worry, Wedge. One day.
I cannot well express my
fuck.
relief to think that the Alliance came so close to surrender.
But the fire in their hearts has been rekindled, and they will fight to the last.
This warmth inside. Did you feel it too, Grandfather?
Alphino, shut the fuck up.
I would know something. Was that your power at work earlier?
Huh?
Nothing of the sort. The leaders of Eorzea had lost their way. I merely helped them to find it again.
Alphino, how the fuck do you think the echo works?
Oh, hello. Yes, our party returned just a moment ago. How close are you? It's all right, Sid.
We must needs plan our next move. Pray continue liaising with your respective nations. Sid, would you be our man in Ul'dah?
I'll be whatever and wherever you need me to be.
We haven't a moment to waste. All right, let's do this.
Thancred's fate weighs heavy on my mind. I cannot bear to think of him in thrall to an Ascian.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mayhap you know this already, but the Ascians are immortal beings without physical form. Since time immemorial, they have fanned the flames of chaos from the shadows. That they might work unseen, the Ascians entrap and possess mortal men by means of malign artifacts known as crystals of darkness. One such crystal may yet be the key to saving Thancred.
Hard candy.
This is a crystal of darkness.
A mere replica, created using data obtained from anomalous crystals found across Eorzea.
It comes to us courtesy of the students of Baldessian, our distant allies. Even for an
I love the
Archon,
students of
Thancred's talents
Baldessian.
are exceptional. We all had complete confidence in him. It was for this reason that none among us foresaw the danger in sending him to investigate the Ascians alone.
Thancred had been striving to fill the void left by Louisoix. Yet, it was plain that he was overtaxing himself.
Yeah, he would volunteer for everything and work till he was dizzy.
And the toll taken by his exertions made him vulnerable to Ascian influence.
The crystal that binds Thancred must be somewhere on his person. If we could but destroy it, his Ascian possessor would be compelled to relinquish control over him.
I feel like they just completely dropped this part of Ascian possession
You have
as the
proven
series, or as the
stoutest of
game went
allies,
on.
standing with us through thick and thin.
Because I don't remember this ever
Yet the
coming
most
up ever
perilous
again.
struggle is still to come. For the sake of the realm and Thancred, I ask that you lend us your strength once more.
I go whither the wild rose
Thank you.
blooms.
From the bottom of my heart. As I am sure you are aware, the realm was saved from certain doom 5 years ago by heroes known as the Warriors of Light. What you may not be aware of is that your many feats in service to the Scions have prompted folk to make certain comparisons.
Oh?
I must confess, you do remind me of them. Yet remember this, however glorious the past, it is the hero's lot to be judged on the deeds of the present. A new darkness threatens the realm, and the people cry out for a savior.
They're calling out for a hero. They're calling out for a hero at the end of the night.
Present, guided by the crystal's will.
Hell yeah.
Come, my friends. Let us fight to safeguard the future of our beloved Eorzea.
Yeah, till sea swallows all and did all that. Is this cutscene also going to be voiced? Oh, nope. Okay.
All present? Then let us begin.
Okay.
We have received the details of the impending operation. In what promises to be the largest single counteroffensive in the realm's troubled history, the Alliance will strike at every Imperial stronghold standing upon Eorzean soil.
I thought that was a baseball bat for a moment, and I thought Alphino was about to be like, I will be going after Gaius myself. I will bust his kneecaps. I don't know why I thought that. I've played this before.
As might be expected, the operation will be complex, but you need not commit its intricacies to memory. It is enough that each man understands his part and plays it to the best of his ability.
Cool map.
Its finer instructions you will receive at each staging point. To begin, let us review the distribution of our forces.
Hey, what's to the left and right of us on this map?
Don't worry about it. From west to east, the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa and the Immortal Flames of Uldar, and the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania. Next, let us examine the locations of the Imperial strongholds. Near Limsa Lominsa, we have Castrum Occidens, situated in eastern Vilbrand, and Castrum Marinum, which lies to the south and east in the midst of the Rotano Sea. Near Uldar, we have Castrum Meridianum to the north and the coastal outpost at Cape Westwind, which connects Castrum Marinum to the mainland by means of a Magitech transporter. Near Gridania, we have Castrum Oriens, which lies upon the eastern edge of the Twelveswood. And finally, in Mordona, stands Castrum Sentry, a thorn in the heart of Eorzea.
Castrum Oriens, that's probably not going to be anywhere important anywhere in the future.
The forthcoming operation will see Allied forces assault each of the aforementioned locations, with the ultimate objective of destroying the Empire's new weapon housed within Castrum Meridianum. As one might expect of the Black Wolf's seat of power, Castrum Meridianum boasts all but impenetrable defenses. If we are to breach it, we must needs isolate it from its sister strongholds. To do otherwise would be to risk being caught twixt hammer and anvil.
Anvil? What's wrong with me?
An operation will comprise 4 distinct phases, all told. The first shall see us eliminate one of the Black Wolf's most trusted lieutenants, Ritatin Sas Arvina. According to our intelligence, the Prefectus is due to visit the Imperial outpost at Cape Westwind for an inspection.
It promises to be the most difficult fight we will probably ever have.
When he arrives, we shall dispatch an elite adventurer unit to eliminate him.
Aigeld, we would have you lead this assault.
Ritatin is a peerless field tactician. Is he now? Shorn of his leadership, the garrison at Castrum Occidens will be as a snake without its head. Phase 2 will see us sever Castrum Meridianum's primary lines of supply. As soon as Ritatin's presence is confirmed at the coastal outpost, the Maelstrom will lay siege to Castrum Occidens. At that very hour, the Lominsan Armada, helmed by the Admiral herself, shall move to blockade Castrum Marinum.
Have I been reading this in Alphino's voice and it's been Minfilia this whole time?
Meanwhile, in the Twelveswood, the Order of the Twin Adder will surround Castrum Oriens. And they'll have the Sylphs to help them. Frixia has been waiting for a chance to avenge these ones.
Phase 3 shall see us neutralize Castrum Meridianum's defenses.
Forming our main thrust, the Immortal Flames will march against the stronghold with all their strength. While the enemy's eyes are thus drawn outwards, another elite adventurer unit shall infiltrate the castrum. Its mission? To disable the Magitech field generator which protects the Praetorium, a fortress within a fortress wherein the Ultima weapon is believed to be housed. Aigale, we would have you take command once more. Meanwhile, the Order of the Twin Adder will blockade the railway which connects the Sentry and Meridianum, preventing the timely arrival of reinforcements from Mordona. A wise precaution! The monstrous locomotive which runs back and forth between the two castra is capacious enough to transport a small army by all accounts. It is well within the Garlean. It is well the Garleans do not think to give it wings. Once Meridianum's defenses have been compromised, the operation will enter its fourth and final phase. This will see the Immortal Flames enter the stronghold and suppress the remnants of the enemy garrison, allowing Aigale's unit to pass unopposed into the Praetorium, where they will locate and destroy the Ultima weapon. Bazinga! That sounds cool. I can't wait for it all to go off without a hitch. There will be no problems. By this feat shall the operation be deemed a success. Sounds easy. In addition to the Grand Companies, we can count upon the support of a variety of other parties, from the Pirates of Limsa Lominsa to the Monetarists of Uldar. In all, the operation will involve no fewer than 12 major factions. Dope. Legend holds that the Archons were 12 in 1 and 1 in 12. It is for this reason that our grand endeavor has been dubbed Operation Archon. Alphino, you're such a fucking nerd. Countless free companies have also pledged their swords, and more join us by the day. At long last, all of Eorzea is rising as one. As before, we Scions shall work in concert with the Grand Companies. Ida, Papalimo, Y'shtola, pray accompany your respective organizations on their missions. Urianger, I would have you represent us in Uldar. Reassure the financiers that they have made a sound investment. When that is done, pray return to the waking sand. Pray return here and aid in the coordination of our forces. Tataru, please assist Urianger in any way you are able, and ensure that everyone is kept abreast of the latest developments. Minfilia, Sid and I shall accompany the main host in an advisory capacity. It will be our task to analyze intelligence as it comes into our possession and make the necessary recommendations to command. As Alphino mentioned, you are to lead the elite unit of adventurers whose task it will be to see each of Operation Archon's main objectives fulfilled. Yours is the most important role of all, and like to be the most dangerous. Pray, choose your party well, and do not stint in your preparation. The battle for the future of the realm is about to begin. Together, let us show the Black Wolf the power of a united Eorzea. Pray, report to the Immortal Flames encampment situated to the north of here when you are ready to be briefed on your first mission. I cannot stress this enough, but please be careful. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Nods silently. As briefed, you are to lead a squad of elite adventurers on infiltration missions. You will receive detailed orders at each staging point. The future of Eorzea hinges upon the success of Operation Archon, and casualties are inevitable. May the crystal watch over us all. Yaha. I'm fucking ready. Let's go. The man on 14th was released from service. I am the new 14. Just come and go like the ebb and flow of the tides. I am of the 15th.
Okay. Oh, now everybody's hanging out in here. This is all his idea, yet in the end, he was the one who had to go and... Godsdamned fool. God's sake, Ida, we have the operation to think about. You're wearing yourself down by exercising. Your form isn't even correct. It's cheating to swing your arms. I appreciate that you have nervous energy, but there will be no shortage of opportunities to expend it when we go toe-to-toe against the Garleans. 62, 63, 60... Oh, Igeld, I was just warming up. For the operation, we're going to accompany... Oh, the Gradanians. How many times was that? Each phase of Operation Archon must be executed to perfection, Igeld. The fate of Eorzea hangs in the balance. The Maelstrom has committed its forces to the operation. In fact, the pirates look forward to their part in this naval warfare with something approaching unholy glee. You need only concentrate on the task that lies before you. We stand vigilant at your back. Hey! They found each other! I'm so happy! The chief, to be honest, I don't know where he is or what he's up to at the moment. Probably busy doing something only he can do. Tataru, I suppose it wasn't meant to be. You're the new arms mender, huh? Please mend my arms. And you're the new supplier? I actually have some stuff that I need to sell to you. I should probably try and sell these on the market board. How? I love how I have 3 9S cards. Like, Jesus Christ. Poor Arenvald. I'm so glad y'all found each other. Have a seat, lass. I was just telling me brothers about the time these Amulja saved me from the brass blades. You were there, remember? Bah, Brent thinks he's had it bad. Try bribing a pirate and see where that gets you. Listen to these two swapping their stories. Life ain't nothing. Ain't always got to be an adventure. I say, me, I'm the sort who enjoys a nice, relaxing carriage ride paired with a bottle of Bacchus. I think this is all related to... Because these are the guys that bring you into the game, essentially. Oh, hold on. So I think everything that they're talking about is stuff that happens when you, like, start your adventure, like in the opening cutscenes. Alright. We gotta get a move on. So let's head back out to Vesper Bay. Let us away, Hazel.
The entire headquarters is up in arms. I can scarce stay abreast of all the goings-on.
You say that again. Everybody wants a fucking red chocobo. I want a green chocobo. But I gotta, like, I need, like, chocobo stabbles to do that. I'm ready. Put me in, coach. You are welcome, Igeld Stork of the Scions. I'm what? As communications officer, it falls to me to issue you your orders and provide guidance on forthcoming missions. Your first mission is to infiltrate the Imperial outpost at Cape Westwind and eliminate Prefectus Ritatine Sas Arvina. All participating units are now in position and awaiting your arrival. Please proceed to the staging point and report to Lieutenant Adalbert. This is but the first step in our bid to purge the realm of the Garlean menace. I shall pray for your success. Let's go, Hazel. Hold on. It's serious times. Let's go. Oh, right. I need to make sure I turn off cutscene skipping. And turn on undersized party. Shoom. Noom. Adalbert. So you're Aigel's Shark, the fearless adventurer who's to lead the assault. We've been expecting you. Our Maelstrom friends report that Rita Teen Sarvina departed Castrum Occidens a bell ago. And sure enough, a convoy of Imperial airships landed here just now. The likelihood is high that our target was aboard one of the vessels. I've dispatched scouts to verify his presence before we strike. Cool.
Command to all units, requesting status report. This is Antlion 1. Target has not been sighted.
Well, that's no good. He needs to be sighted before we go in. This is a surprise party.
This is Antlion 2. Likewise, target.
Asai Day. Hello. Hello, Lucas. Welcome.
Target has not been sighted.
Antlion 3 here. We've got nothing for you neither.
This is Antlion 4. Nothing to report as of... Wait, disregard previous message. Target sighted. I say again, target sighted. Understood. Hold your position. Uh-huh. Attention, all units. This is Lieutenant Adalbert Cotter. Whoa. This is the first step of Operation Archon. Begins with us. Should we falter here, all hope of victory will be lost. 'Tis no small burden, but I know that I believe in all of you, so believe in yourselves, and together we will blaze a path for our brothers and sisters of the Alliance to follow. Okay. We will create multiple diversions and disperse the enemy garrison that should give your people a chance to breach their defenses. Go now, Aigeld, and bring us Rita Teen's head. May Rhalgr grant you strength. Okay. Commence divisionary maneuvers. Hey man, how's it going? Bird. Hey dude, how are you? Working hard or hardly working? Don't mind me. Just out for a stroll. How's it going, dude? Ooh. I don't want to punch anybody. They're just hanging out. They're just doing their jabs. Don't mind me. I'm just heading into Cape Westwind real quick.
It would appear we have unexpected guests.
Hold on 1 second.
Now, where have I seen you before? Ah, but of course, the woman who felled the mighty Titan.
Yeah, he was a lot bigger than you.
This is the Icon Slayer!
I see. The commotion without is naught but a diversion. Allow me to hazard a guess. By eliminating me, you hope to undermine the garrison at Occidents. A bold strategy, to be sure, but have you the strength to see it to fruition?
So what you're saying is that it's a good idea and I should definitely kill you.
Leave us. None of you are a match for her. Send word to Castrum Occidents. Tell them the Laminsons are coming.
At once, my lord! Woo-hoo!
15 years have come and gone since Lord Van Baelsar first set in Eorzea. Yet his ambition for the realm burns as strong as it ever did. Know you what fuels it, adventurer? The desire to deliver the people from their suffering. The lands he has conquered were all beset with problems. Poverty, starvation, lawlessness, and strife. My homeland was no exception. Had my lord not reached out and claimed it for the Empire, it would have eventually have destroyed itself. But under his leadership, my people enjoyed such peace and stability as we had ever known. And he only desires the self-same for the people of this realm. Under his rule, Eorzea would be free from the shackles which bind it. The shackles of false faith.
Oh no, you injured both eyes this time.
There would be no feeble leaders to misguide the masses. No icons to bleed the realm dry. True peace would reign, and the people would be free to live their lives without fear of persecution or oppression. Should you doubt the truth of my words, I bid you look upon me. I am no son of Garlemald, yet Lord Van Baelsar saw fit to raise me to a station of great honor. He measures a man not by his birth, but by his worth. Such is his sense of justice. By the grace of his excellency, I am where I was born to be, upon the field of battle. He has given me a noble cause to fight for, and worthy adversaries to smite. I am not wont to bear my steel needlessly, but if you are deaf to reason... Ching. In the name of Lord Van Baelsar, I, Ritatin Sasarvina, do swear to strike you down.
Yeah, let's see how well that's gonna work for you, buddy. Oh, whoops! I completed it in 20 seconds.
Forgive me. I have failed you. Lord Van Baelsar! Blech.
Yeah, I am the best.
Wow, that was easy. Like, that was really easy. Alright, let's fucking get out of here. I didn't even get all of my chakras unlocked.
Wow, that was quick, huh? That light. The Magitech transporter.
Aigeld, are you there? What news of Ritatin?
Fallen?
You were there for like a minute! With this deed, you have sown the seeds of our ultimate victory.
The fading of that light presages an end to the Empire's tyranny. Ritateen Sasarvina is no more. Let the next phase of Operation Archon commence. Hurrah. Yes, hello? Mushy mushy. 'Tis I. Seems you've done it again, Igeld.
Yeah, it was really easy. Alphino, the leader, has spoken.
I'd raise a tankard to you, but I'm afraid we've no time to savor the victory. There's still a small matter of infiltrating Castrum Meridianum and destroying the Ultima weapon. I know. No rest for the preternaturally gifted. Now stop feeling sorry for yourself and make your way back to the Immortal Flames encampment. The communications officer will assist you will issue you your orders. I'll be waiting for you with the main host. Okay. Look, Hydaelyn, your minion comes.
My minion, what?
Bringing the light. Alas, the gate to the void already stands open. Soon darkness shall consume all, and you shall bow down before the one true God, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
They keep saying one true God, and it's just like, I'm sorry. I was raised Catholic.
The Praefectus, slain.
Regrettably so, my lord. At the hand of the Icon Slayer, if the Centurion who survived the attack is to be believed.
Ritateen. Where were his men when he faced the enemy? Fleeing even as their commander yielded up his last breath? If it should prove they questioned his right.
I cannot speak for them, my lord.
I love the little bells on his horns.
Beg pardons, my lord, but there is more. The Maelstrom has laid siege to Castrum Occidens. Likewise, the Crimson Fleet moves to blockade Castrum Marinum.
So this is their answer. Very well. We shall crush them as we crushed the Icons. Go forth and show them the futility of their resistance.
Okay.
Yes, my lord.
It's just the horns on his helmet, they got little jingle bells. Hazel, what are you doing up there? Okay, serious times are over. Oh no, this place is green! It's got green air, it's stinky. Ugh, gross. Woo. Scion York, your deeds this day are an inspiration to us all. With the death of the Praefectus, Operation Archon has entered its second phase. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom moves to blockade Castrum Occidens and Castrum Marinum. And far to the east, in the Black Shroud, the Order of the Twin Adder advances upon Castrum Oriens. Already, you have done much to advance our cause, performing such feats as are worthy of song. But if our plan is to succeed, more is required of you. Let me know when your preparations are in order, and I shall relay to you the particulars of your next mission. Yeah, alright. Phase 2 of the operation is presently in motion.
our brothers and sisters of the Maelstrom are holding their own against Garlean forces upon Vilbrand and the Rotano Sea. Ere long, the third phase will begin, and you must take to the field once more. The immortal flame shall strike at Castrum Meridianum by way of a diversionary maneuver. While the Garleans are thus locked in battle, you are to infiltrate the stronghold and bring down the Magitech field that surrounds the Praetorium. The staging point for the mission lies in the shadow of Castrum Meridianum in northern Thanalan, and that is where you must go. On your way there, however, I would ask that you make a brief stop at Camp Blue Fog, one of our key outposts in the area. The garrison, I am told, is in low spirits, and it would do our troops well to see the hero of Cape Westwind appear before them. For the good of our cause, please stoke the fire in their hearts. I will do this thing. Second. Okay. So I am just real quick So we're going to be doing Castrum Meridianum and Praetorium in a bit here. Now those are dungeons that require 8 people. There haven't really been any dungeons like that since then. Anything that's required 8 people minimum has either been a trial or a raid. But what this means is that it can sometimes take a bit to queue up for those. If you're going in, at the very least, if you're going in as like a DPS in a lot of cases. So I'm going to see if there's anyone that wants to queue up with me. If there's anybody that wants to party up to queue for those so that they go a little bit quicker. In the meantime, let's go ahead and continue these quests. Ah, Lieutenant Stork! Yours is a most welcome presence here at Camp Blue Fog. Logistically speaking, we are ready to march on Castrum Meridianum at a moment's notice. Alas, while our troops here are here in body, their minds are anywhere but. The garrison's mood is dark. So daunting is the prospect of joining what many believe to be the bloodiest battle in history. But with a hero such as you walking among them, we may yet rekindle the dwindling embers within their souls. Soloing the next 2? No, I want to do the next 2 with like a full party. In part because it'll make it like easier to get through, and then also it's to make it easier to get through, to give sort of like a better, clearer idea of what running through those dungeons is like. And then there was a third thing that I was gonna say, but I can't remember.
Sergeant Cracked Fist needs a hero to raise morale on the front lines.
Lieutenant Shork, I mentioned that I was hoping you might raise the flagging spirits of the men and women of our garrison. Worry not, it is no unnecessarily laborious task that we ask you. The mere presence of a hero such as you walking in their midst would no doubt serve to restore in them a measure of morale. And so I ask of you this. Make your way to the cerulean processing plant and report to General Raubon once you've arrived. And Godspeed, Lieutenant Shork. Your troops are counting on me.
Okay. Just pop over there real quick.
Raban! Well, if it isn't the hero who brought down the Prefectus, it's good to have you with us, friend. As you can see, the mood about the camp here is grim at best. I was hoping that your presence alone might serve to raise spirits some. Fortunately, it would seem that many are too preoccupied wallowing in their fear and self-pity that they have yet to even notice you have arrived. Might I ask you to make the rounds and share a few words of encouragement to those men and women whose spirit falters? I had a mind to do it myself, but I am quite certain I would carry more weight coming from you. Once you have seen to the others, go and do the same for Edelstein. No matter what he may claim, the lieutenant would also be better for a bit of rousing. Trust me, I know.
Alright, let's go. Time to psych.
You, Flame Private First Class!
Oh, the oft-rumored hero. Doubtless you will single-handedly save us all.
I'm gonna psych you up. Get ready. You ready?
Yeah. Your stirring gesticulation has reawakened me to my purpose. Hero or no, I will fight tooth and nail to protect the realm.
My stirring what?
Okay.
Well, you're welcome for gesticulating.
I'm fine, truly. Nothing to worry about. Just a mild case of battlefield nerves.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Look how cute I am.
Yeah! I break my fast on Garleans, and right now I'm very hungry.
Wow! Fuck the echo. Who knew just like a few small movements of the arms and hands could be so fucking... Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah! The Garleans are not near as frightening as you. I'd sooner face a vanguard while naked as my name day.
Huh? Okay. People around here are so weird. Oh, I just accidentally opened Chrome. Now I have to wait for that so that I can close it. Please go away. I do not need you eating up my CPU right now.
You would stoke my fighting spirit as you did our recruits? Ha ha! A kind offer, but hardly necessary. I assure you, the fire in my heart rages as strongly as it ever has.
Yeah.
By Rhalgr, without my realizing it, the fire of my resolve had grown dim. But thanks to you, it burns red hot once more. Needs be, I shall lay down my life to secure a victory for Eorzea.
Okay.
Rock the castrum, rock the castrum.
Don't like it.
Rock the castrum. castrum, rock the castrum. You have rekindled the flames of courage that burn within our very brave men and women's hearts, and for this I thank you. And now the time for battle is nigh. We must march forth with no worries or regrets. General Raban awaits you at Castrum Meridianum. The battle will not be an easy one, but I trust you are up to the task. Godspeed, Lieutenant York.
Shit, we're already at Castrum, huh? Alright, hold on. Let me turn off undersized. Let's go, Hazel.
Shoo.
Raban, how did you get all the way over here?
Our hero returns. I trust that your visit has done much to lift the spirits of our garrison on the eve of our greatest battle yet. Time is of the essence. Let us commence the briefing at once.
Sounds like a plan. Is this going to be voiced, or am I going to have to read the whole thing out? Bop, 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 bop. Oh, nope, different background music. Mumble, 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 grumble.
Brothers and sisters of the Alliance, I would share with you glad tidings. Doubtless spurred on by news of the siege of Castrum Oriens, the Maelstrom has struck a double blow. Castrum Occidens and Castrum Marinum are now under blockade. Phase 2 of Operation Archon is a success.
Dope.
Our poor sons and the guardian of the siege the Admiral yielded them not one ilm. With Occidens, Marinum, and Oriens thus suppressed, the third phase may begin in earnest. Even as we speak, the Order of the Twin Adder moves to block the railway leading hither from Castrum Sentry, and that can mean but one thing.
Raban should always speak in yawning voice.
Oh, the others come straight high guard of the Reborn. Oh, Castrum Meridianum, head of the Black Wolf.
Perfect.
My fellow Eosians, I am Minfilia, mistress of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. There exists myriad barriers that divide us, those of race and nation, language and creed. Hell, one of you is a lizard, to name but a few. Such barriers serve to isolate us from our neighbors, yet they also serve to define who we are. Shorn of them, there would be little to distinguish one from another, and the rich variety of our lives would give way to sterile orthodoxy. These barriers can never truly be broken down, of course, not so long as there is liberty in the world, but they can be transcended. Verily, we do so now in coming together for this grand endeavor, to fight side by side in defense of our shared home.
Fucking slow walk.
Before me stands the adventurer Aigailed Sjork. You all know her as the woman who will lead the unit tasked with destroying the Ultima weapon.
Yeah, hi, that's me.
We Scions know a different Aigailed, however. We know her as a dear friend who has endured untold hardship on our behalf. A true hero who has ever blazed a path for us to follow. Why do I tell you this? I tell you, friends, because it is time for us to blaze a path for her. Our objective is to wreak such havoc outside the walls of Meridianum as to afford Aigailed and her comrades the time they need to disable the Magitech field generator within. With the path thus cleared, we may finally turn our minds to the true goal of this operation, the destruction of the Ultima weapon. All troops, prepare for battle.
Okay. Oh, hey, Sid.
I fear I can't accompany you this time. The unenviable task of facilitating communications between our forces has been entrusted to the Ironworks, you see. Know, though, that I will be praying for your safe return.
I'm sure you will, Sid. I'm sure there's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to join us in the battle.
See that you come back to us, my friend. May the crystal bless you and keep you. Okay.
We will suffer the Black Wolf to prowl our lands no more. Let us teach the hunter what it is to be hunted. Forward, comrades, for Eorzea!
Eorzea! Yeah, Go now, Aigeld, and bring us one step closer to the dawn. Okay.
Okay, so we are going to be having friends Lucas and JB joining us. Just need either tanks or healers for Vast Q. Alright, let's get in there. Castrum Meridianum. We also get irregular tomestones for this, so that's pretty dope. And look at that, less than 5 minutes. That is the power of... Oh, wait, hold on. Withdraw. Yep, actually. Penalty count has increased. I completely forgot that I still had Cape Westwind selected. Whoops. Let's see if we can just... Okay. Realistically speaking, we could have just done Cape Westwind and then went into Castrum, but it would have been weird. Full party. So Castrum, Meridianum, and Praetorium all have unskippable cutscenes. Most of which aren't voiced. The only ones that are voiced are like the last few cutscenes in Praetorium. Are we going? Are we going? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I want to punch some things. Look how ready I am to punch. Hold on. Now I'm ready to punch. What weird looking chips. You know, now that I'm looking at them, their shape reminds me a little bit of... Oh, that is a lot happening. Their shape reminds me a little bit of the mount that you get from the nap. In Heaven's Word. Here I go, again on my own. I'm probably not going to do voices for a lot of the cutscenes here because I'm going to need to get through each of the text boxes as quick as possible because they do auto-advance. And there's nothing that I can do to change that, unfortunately. That's it. Bring him over here. Bring him over here. You got it, JB. JB's character is Eleanor Hirohane. And then Lucas's character is, of course, Gromar Kvyako. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear you had a personal grudge against Magitech armor. A what? What can I say? I couldn't bear to let you have all the fun. Don't worry, Biggs and Wedge have everything in hand. Truth be told, I think they like having the work of 3 men. Wedge wasn't exactly pleased to be left behind, though, and made quite sure I knew. I must say our recent struggles have done wonders for the lad's spirit. The slow walk. Given the size of this place, I suspected there might be an armor or 3 to be had, and here we are. Not as bad as I thought. If I have half Marquez's talent for mending things, I should be able to get it working again. Listen, Eigeld, we intercepted an Imperial communication indicating that the ultimate weapon is indeed being housed within the Praetorium. We also learned that the field which protects the compound is powered by no fewer than 3 generator towers. If you're to deactivate the field, you'll need to locate and disable them all. And I'm here to help you do just that. Like you said. See that chute? It leads to waste disposal. Uh-huh. Somewhere nearby, there would be a ceruleum factory supplying fuel to the closest of the 3 towers. Find the place and break things. I could do that. I really like breaking things. Go on, Eigeld. I'll be along as soon as I finish my repairs. Okay. Let's go. Trash shoot, trash shoot, trash shoot. Oh, hey, there it is.
the place we gotta go.
Our Dark Knight's name is Hot Accountant. And I don't know how to process that. Can you? Thank you. A lot of bunnies in this run. Love it. You love to see it. Bunnies lead the fucking charge, quite frankly. Oop. Oh, he's already got that. Oh, fuck. Ah, dip. I walked right into that fucking searchlight. Aw. Aw. Ooh. Big boy. I'm the best. Sid, my boy! There you are. I don't have the patience to take the long way around. I see you've disabled the first generator. That leaves us with 2. Oh! Oh yeah, that might be me. That might be my fault. Ah, bugger. That was me, wasn't it? Oh, well, no, it was you. It was you. I didn't do anything. Well, there's nothing for it but to press on. We must see to the remaining generators before the enemy has the chance to regroup. Uh-huh. You go on ahead, Igeld. I'll bring up the rear. Let's raise some hell. I love raising hell. Love it. Let's go.
I make that joke every time. Whoops. Ah, for fuck's sake. Let me just... Da-da. Yeah, da 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 da. People tend to go through these dungeons pretty quickly just because of, like, everyone gets so worked up about, like, how long some of the cutscenes take, and they're just like, oh, we gotta get through it. The only way to get through it any quicker, since you can't skip the cutscenes, is to just fucking book it. Fucking book it as fast as possible. It's a little more pronounced in Praetorium, I feel like. Damn, I didn't stun it in time. There's a brief window that you can stun it when it starts up the thing that makes it, like, that gives it a defense buff. And if you manage to do so, then what you end up with is the defense buff doesn't activate. You gotta do it at exactly the right time, though. It's not a particularly big window. Oh, golly. Fine work, Igeld. Stand clear. I have a mind to loose some fireworks. Diverting all power to cannons. Wow. Damn, you fucked that shit up. Damn it, there goes the core. I fear I may have overestimated its maximum operating capacity by a few orders of magnitude. I blame Marquess. Ahem. We'll need to find another way to bring down the third generator. I'm sure I can figure something out. Oh, that one's white. Well, well, the traitor himself, and with his meddlesome friend for company. You go on ahead, Igeld. I need to get to the bottom of something. Okay. Da da. Da 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 da. Oh, hey, they did the thing where they spelled out Sid. Or is it Dick? No, it's Sid. Oh god, I'm stunned. Ow. Ooh. Oh my god, what? Well, I'm not sure what that was intended to accomplish. Oh shit. Mush mushy. It's me. Are you alright? That's an assault craft you're up against. You don't stand a chance with conventional weapons. You're going to need something big to bring it down. A mortar, a cannon, anything. Hold on, Igeld. I'm on my way. Whoa. Anything around here? Nyoron. Choo. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Bang. Oh shit. Oh jeez, oh dip, oh man. Oh fuck, dude. Fool, says it. If you are resolved to die here, you might at least have done so without first making a mess of the place. Oh? I see that Garland is not with you. More's the pity. I had hoped to slay him myself, but never mind the traitor for now. I have so looked forward to this meeting, Igeld Sjorg. Yes, I know much and more about you, about your strength and your hidden talents. I would sample them firsthand, and you will indulge me. Sure thing. Oh, I'm down. Hey, are we, like, are we in trouble? No, we're fine. Okay. That was weird. I'm going over to this side. Go, hot accountant, go! Womp. Yoink! Pew pew! Oh shit, she's looking at me. I'm gonna hold you in this one spot. Not getting out of this chair. Oh. That's no good. Come on, Bunny Squad. My lord was quite taken with you and the power you possess, the Echo. Naturally, I could not help but wonder whom this princess among women might be. Only to discover that you are but another adventurer, no better than the multitude. Yet in spite of this, the masses hold you their champion and shower honors upon your head. It defies all reason. I'm just super cool and awesome. How is it that you could be such a thorn on our side? Wherever you appear, you leave havoc in your wake. You even slew Ritatine, one of our very finest. Well, I will not speculate. Truth be told, I couldn't care less how you have done these things. What matters to me is the fact that you have done them. If you are allowed to continue, then you will eventually deprive me of all that I have toiled for, all that is mine by right. My minions, my comrades, even my Lord Gaius. Well, you cannot have him! I don't want him. His dreams and ambitions, his body and soul, they are mine, do you hear me? All mine! I lost everything once before, I will not suffer it to happen again. I literally don't care about anything you're talking about. I will kill you, adventurer. Only your death can bring me peace. I never even met you before today! Also, you killed all the Scions at 7th Dawn, and I'm gonna get... Or, not all of them, but, like, you killed a bunch of them, and I'm gonna kick your ass for that. For that specific reason. So, let's go. You will not take any more from me. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. LMFAO, shut your fucking mouth. Wow. Anyway. No. It's happening all over again. Please, I cannot bear it. Don't take him away from me. My Lord Gaius! Haha, owned. Oh, hey Sid, where you been?
This is the only one that's not auto-advanced because it's the last one of the dungeon. The entire reason that the other ones are unskippable is because they used to actually be skippable, but what was happening is that people were queuing into these dungeons for the first time, and then everyone that they were with were running ahead and finishing the dungeons while they were watching the cutscenes. Another poor fool who craved Gaius's affection over all else. May her soul know rest. 'Tis a miracle no harm has come to you, my friend, one for which I will happily give thanks. And the wonders do not end there. Truthfully now, did you really mean to send that assault craft crashing into the generator tower? If you did, you're a bloody liar, and if you didn't, well, you're too modest. Whichever you are, you've managed to open the way to the Praetorium. The only problem is we can't reach it on foot. Nay, we'll need to take the Enterprise. I left her in the cerulean processing plant, so let's regroup there. This is it, Igeld. The final confrontation awaits. Okay. Uh-huh. Na-na-na, I'm the only one here. Cool. Rock the castrum. Rock the castrum. Raubon, did you see what we did? It was super cool.
I knew you wouldn't let us down, soldier. With the Praetorium stripped of its defenses, the way to the ultimate weapon lies open. The time has come for the final phase of Operation Archon. The ultimate weapon. For the final phase of the operation, my flames will storm Castrum Meridianum and suppress what is left of the Imperial garrison. If all goes well, this will allow you to reach the Praetorium unopposed, fit and ready for your encounter with the ultimate weapon. Yours is the most dangerous mission of all, but the best must bear the heaviest burdens, and you're the best we have. There's not another soul in this realm that could see the deed done, and Mervib and Kane are of the same mind as me. Though all hangs on your success, you must not let your plight make you desperate. Victory belongs to the bold, not the reckless. Bards are wont to sing of heroes who valued their life at naught next to honor, love, and liberty, but I tell you now, that which men value at naught, they sell cheap. Risk no more than you must, you hear me? Now you best you are off. We have work to do, the both of us. See that your preparations are in order, then report to Sid. He awaits you with the Enterprise at the cerulean processing plant. May Ralga grant you strength.
Let's go! It's time for Praetorium. Probably the single longest dungeon in the game because of all the unskippable cutscenes. Oh wow, it's just right here. Okay. The Enterprise is at your disposal. When you're ready to head for the Praetorium, you need to only say the word. Let me just let the party know. If we succeed in destroying the Ultima weapon, it will deal a crippling blow to the Empire's hopes of conquest. After that, the 14th Legion would not dare to move against us, barring the discovery of further Allagan doomsday devices, that is. Let's be on our way, Igeld. Gaius and his plaything await. The Praetorium, now accessible. Where did that put me for regular tombstones? 21? Still got the pageantry ones on hand. Can I even use those for anything? Well, I'll find out later. Go ahead, do a ready check. Dwomok? Hello? Mr. Dwomok? Stretch. Okay.
Alright, seems like we just need a bit of time for Lucas. Which is fine. I'm gonna take a look at some stuff in the meantime here. I'm trying to take a look at armor sets that I want to get for, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Glamour purposes. Because, like, obviously I'm working towards some of the near stuff. Let's just do one more. Just want to be 100% certain that everyone's good to go. Ah, now it is JB who delays. Okay. I was worried for a moment there that I would have to break into JB's room and make them feel unsafe until they responded. I'm not going to do that. A bitch loves a short queue time. I'm the bitch in this scenario. Here we go. The Praetorium. One of the most infamous dungeons in all of Fifixiv. Simply due to the unskippable cutscenes. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. So here we are. The ultimate weapon will almost certainly be housed in the depths of the complex. Ooh. A lot of meow meows in this party. This is it, my friend. Let's fucking go! So yeah, there's parts of Praetorium that people literally just skip over. Like, all those people in that area. We have to fight these folks. Gotta wait for one of our tanks to come through first, though. Pick this up.
Open it up. I'm ready to punch. I'm gonna beat the shit out of everything. Let's let the tank go on ahead. Yep. Yep. And here we go. This is probably a bad idea. But you know what? Sometimes life is full of bad ideas. Oh no, our tank got here. It was a good idea. The fact that it didn't fail outright means that it's a good idea now. Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy. You are late. There is something I always meant to tell you, yet the time never seemed right. It concerns your father.
What of him?
In the winter of his years, Midas came to abhor his part in Meteor. He told me that he wanted nothing more than to wash his hands of the whole sordid business.
But he did not wash his hands of it. He helmed the project until the day it killed him.
Come now, Sid. You must know he did not have the luxury of choice. By the time he realized his error, it was too late. Meteor had him completely in its thrall. Shortly before his transformation, mayhap sensing that something was amiss, your father confided to me all the regrets of his life. Most of them concerned you. Early on in your career, he realized that while you had a talent for devising armaments, it would never fulfill you. Long before you knew your own mind, he saw that you would be far happier using your knowledge for peaceful purposes. The thought touched him. He was a changed man for it. Though he could not let it show.
You blew holes in this place just so you could say this to me. What is it you want, Gaius?
I want you at my side, Sid. Take up your father's mantle and become the Empire's lead engineer. It is your destiny.
My father had a change of heart. You said so yourself. Besides, I have long known my destiny, and I assure you it lies not with the Empire.
A pity. And what of you, adventurer? Will you not consider making common cause with me? With your powers joined to mine, we might do much for this realm. Together, we could bring order to Eorzea and usher in a lasting peace.
No.
No. And I can expect no better answer than this. So be it. It was your strength that made me proffer my hand in friendship, and it is your strength that makes me proffer now my blade. Save as an ally, you are too dangerous to be let to remain. Why do you have a half-naked Catman with you, anyway? Run, Sid. Or stay. It makes no matter. You cannot escape the past.
Gaius, wait! Damn it! Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! So that was weird. Poke, poke, poke. Point, point, point. Knowing Gaius, he is headed for the Ultima weapon. If we find him, so too will we find our quarry. With these instruments, we can monitor every nook and cranny in the castrum. It's time. I think it's time we divided our forces. Pray go on and give chase. I'll track your movements from here and guide you through the complex. We'll stay in contact via link pearl. Be careful, alright? Uh-huh. Da 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 da. You do do. Is someone gonna hit the button? Do I need to hit the button? I'll hit the button. Okay. Someone else hit the button. Da 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 da. Bam, ba-dam. Boom, 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 bam. Oh, we've been spotted. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I should probably turn Fist of Fire back on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Great shot of Dromark's ass. Huh. Wow. Hello there. Mush mushy. Ah, there she is. I trust you recognize our old friend. Maggie, was it? They must have shipped her here from Sentry. Considering all she's been through, it's a wonder she's still operational. Tough old girl. Now that you're suitably armed, you can blast open that bulkhead. The external walkway will take you back there. Here I go. Follow it till you come upon a way down to the lower level. Bunny leads the charge. Ya da 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 da. Yeah! Buddies. Do. Bunny leads the charge. So these Proto-Ultima arms have a knockback ability, but if you stand right here, then what they knock you back into is the guardrail, as opposed to like straight back like 50 fucking feet. So it's incredibly useful to stand in that specific location. A lot of bad guys. Bad guys! Excuse me. Whoop, another one. Another one. Mushy mushy. That bulkhead is composed of a special alloy, extremely tough. Ordinary fire won't leave a mark, I'm afraid. You'll need to divert all power to the Magitech cannon, as I did so memorably once before. As you may recall, the armor's core is like to expire from the strain, but there's no help for it if we want to press on. Now listen well. Press the controls to engage auxiliary, then fire away. Don't mind the warning lights. Okay. Bazinga. Oop. That's no good. Rest now, young Maggie. You have fulfilled your purpose well. Mushy mushy. You're a natural at this. Alright, the way's clear, but it's just you and your own 2 feet now, so be careful. You've been leaving a fine mess in your wake, adventurer. That's not quite what his voice is like. Mushy mushy. Is someone there? Garland, old friend. How it warms the heart to hear your voice again after all these years. Nero? Is that you? You sound well. It would seem this savage land agrees with you. The highest-ranking tribunus of the 14th. It was you all this time? Tell me, Garland, how long do you intend to keep all the glory for yourself? What? You've lost me. Don't play the fool with me. Ever since the Academy, I have been condemned to live in your shadow. By all objective measure, I was the more talented of the two of us, yet that fact counted for naught beside your privileged birth. You were admired as the young prodigy simply because your father was the great Midas non Garland. When you defected, I felt sure my star would finally rise. But by disappearing, you acquired the status of a legend, your reputed genius gaining credence merely by dint of your absence. Instead of cursing you for traitor, the people actually came to think of you more fondly. To this day, you are still the young prodigy of Magitech. I, meanwhile, have ever been made to feel second-rate. I, who have continued to serve our nation faithfully. Whenever I fail to excel, why, it is only because to be expected. Yet when I exceed all reasonable expectations, people proclaim that I walk in the footsteps of the great Cid Non-Bloody Garland. Nero, I don't know what to say. It matters not a whit what I achieve. Your existence has rendered mine worthless. Even Lord Van Baelsar saw fit to offer you a place at his side. And this in spite of your betrayal. Did he extend any such offer to me, the man who has remained loyal to him for all these years? Why, no, he did not. Long have I endured this injustice, but no more. Lord Van Baelsar is in the midst of activating the fully powered Ultima weapon. It is my magnum opus, the creation that will win me the recognition I am due. I will not let anyone interfere. Nero, what are you... Ever since I first set foot in this benighted land, I have watched you, every move you have made, every step you have taken. You have felled icons, a feat made possible by the Echo, a peculiar power which shields you from their corrupting influence. It is of little wonder that my lord has taken an interest in you. As have I, if truth be told. It is my desire to harness your power for use in the Ultima weapon. Should I succeed, Lord Van Baelsar will surely take notice. Beside this, Garland's achievements will be as child's play. Come, adventurer, and yield to me the secrets of your power. What, adventurer? That was a fine chunk of damage. I'm glad we had a ranged DPS on hand to what's the word I'm looking for? Pop that limit break. Oh, I'm stunned. Hold on. It's fine. I'm okay. This changes nothing. Pew. Whoop. Ha 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 ha! The ultimate weapon is activated and it brims with the power of icons. Nothing can withstand its might. Seems fake, but okay. Citation needed. Mush mushy. Are you alright? Uh-huh. What of Nero? Fled? Damn it. In the instant prior to the blackout, the instruments detected a massive power surge from the deepest chamber. Gaius is certain to be there. We have no time to waste. Word arrived from the Alliance a short while ago. It seems the Order of the Twin Adder has completed its blockade of Castrum Sentry. What hands they can spare are hastening this way even as we speak, and likewise for the Maelstrom. All that's left is to destroy the Ultima weapon. I should warn you, the chamber which houses the target appears to be saturated with etheric energies. There's bound to be heavy interference. But even if we lose contact, you must go on. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do, alright? Uh-huh. Do everything you wouldn't do. Got it.
This next cutscene is voiced, so I'm going to take a moment, because I'm a little hungry. I'm going to grab a quick bite to eat.
Look for the lift's control panel. It'll be somewhere nearby. Take the lift down, and you should find yourself in the chamber of the Ultima weapon. Keep your eyes peeled. Gaius could be waiting for you down there. Oh, and don't even think about dying. You're too bloody useful. The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit. And its faith is an instrument of deception.
I'm glad I could show up for this monologue.
It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing.
There's a certain point where you've seen this particular monologue so often that the whole thing is just like wah, 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 wah,
Though your comrades only rarely respond
goddamn
in kind,
Charlie Brown asshole.
which is strange, is it not?
No.
Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them your guardians, why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well in Cartano and call them down? They will answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, every one. Except for this, and you will see how Eorzea's faith is bleeding the land dry. Nor is this unknown to your masters, which prompts the question, why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Swan, to grovel at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything, man must own the world. To this end, he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak.
I hope we get some Garlean armor in Endwalker, honestly. Like, I've always really liked how a lot of the Garlean armor actually looks.
Knowing this, but a single path is open to the
These fucking Power Ranger motherfuckers, these big bad Beetleborgs.
which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove
These
its
horny
salvation.
boys. Hello, LZ3. Welcome to the Shark Stream.
Champion
Or
of
ELZ3?
Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of
LZ?
my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm.
How you been? And yeah, you got it
But
right.
none
Okay.
among you has the
I've been
power
good.
to stop
I've been
me.
good. I'm expecting that I'm probably going to, at most, get to maybe like the start of Heaven's Word on New Game Plus before Endwalker comes out. It's really going to come down to how quickly I can get through the patch content
over the course of like the next 4 days. Or rather, not 4 days, but like the next 4 streams, I should say. It is honestly kind of comical how, like, I'll be sent into these battles against, like, one dude in a party of 8, and it's just like, okay, it's time to beat the shit out of this man. Oh, stop.
Yet, you lack the resolve to put it to proper use. A waste.
I mean, I'm putting it to pretty proper use. Proper use of my fist in your face. I have to open this door into another cutscene. 1 second. That is a big puppy. Hey guys. Mecha Centaur.
Allow me, then, hero, to do that which you will not.
Alright. Okay, BRB. Man, remember when this thing bit Garuda's head off? That was gnarly. Damn, I wish that were me. What?
Bear witness to the true power of the Ultima weapon.
Okay. It's fine. Just give it a sec. Hearken unto me, Crystal Bearer. Thy foe is clad in dark in steel. If thou wouldst triumph, thou must look to the light. Da da. Wow, ba da 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 wow wow.
Coward's triumph, thou must look to the light.
The Ruda's essence, torn from the Ultima weapon.
Haha, you don't got no wings now. Thou wouldst triumph, thou must look to the light.
Titans as well! Possible.
I'm not doing his voice well, but that's because I'm distracted. Hitting buttons. It's important to hit buttons when you're in a dungeon. Sometimes you just need to push buttons. Damn good help, you know? Thou wouldst triumph, thou must look to the light.
No, how? How are you doing this?
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful. Why does my enemy still stand?
Cause I'm badass?
Can her strength truly be so great?
Yes.
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
Huh? Cause fuck you, that's why. Yeah, basically. Wahaboya. Hi, Fanquid.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal she bears.
So, this is what empowers her.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light.
What?
And so it shall, for the Ultima weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
English.
The heart of Sabik.
Is that ever brought up again? Like what the fuck Sabik is?
Even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
What?
Of what
Magic?
magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima.
Online?
I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
Lahabrea, what have you done?
And technically, this is all your
More than
fault.
was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Ascian.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. From the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Online? Ooh. Woof. Such devastation. I hardly think this was his intention.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh yeah, see? Hole.
Oh, Heidelin, It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belzar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian.
They don't end up speaking later.
But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains.
I mean, it's me. It's obviously me.
Come, adventurer.
What, adventurer?
Let us find the answer together.
Alright, time to beat the shit out of the ultimate weapon. Ultimate weapon? Ultima weapon. The last couple times I've done this particular dungeon, I think we've gotten his health down so fast that we managed to beat him before like he teleports for his final enrage attack. Which is always a lot of fun. Oh, there he goes. There's dialogue happening, but I'm not reading it. Guess who got disconnected? Oh no! Oh no! It's not the same without the half-naked Catman in the cutscenes. Well, you made it through all of Castrum and most of Praetorium before DCing, so I mean, there's that.
The subjects of a weak ruler must needs look to a higher power for providence.
Yeah.
And their dependence comes at a cost to the realm.
Okay.
The misguided elevate the frail, and the frail
You're gonna miss this
lead the
cutscene. Oh no.
people astray. Unless a man of power wrests control, the cycle will never be broken. You of all people must see the truth in this. You who have the strength to rule.
If I had my visor on, I could tell you that I don't see shit, my guy. Whee! Oh hey, love your Hrothgar's look. Yeah, Dromark's great. Dwomark. Love Dwomark.
Pathetic.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon. The ultimate magic. And still, you failed. So much for the glory of man. growing imbalance afflicting the planet must be redressed. If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical, will be warped beyond all recognition. Know you the root of this corruption? Hydaelyn. Like a parasite,
I remember finishing
she must be
Shadowbringers
burned out if the planet is to recover.
and then replaying
And
this
not
and really
but the
listening to
return
what
of
La
the
Habrea
one
was
true
saying here
God will ensure her complete excision.
and being like, oh, this all kind of takes on
Yet,
different
to
meaning.
pave the way for the Master's return,
I see
a
what he's
chaotic
getting at here now.
confluence of untold proportions must needs be brought about, and that will necessitate the presence of the primals. Needless to say, both you and your scion accomplices cannot be suffered to interfere in this endeavor.
Ooh, baby, I'm gonna interfere so good.
You will not leave this place alive.
Doubtful, but okay.
It is past time your flame was extinguished, bringer of light.
Mark Bianco has logged in! Oh, he was nice enough to just kind of hang out. Thanks, Lucas. Alright, time to beat the shit out of Thancred. You are strong, warrior of light. Yet know that if I should perish, so too will the mortal within whose flesh I reside. Now make your choice and live with it. Mark not the dark minion's subtle words. I mean, they're not particularly subtle. Only light may banish the darkness. Receive of me this power, my child, and raise thy crystal aloft. All 6 of them? Huh?
If thou wouldst pierce the shadows, make thee a blade of light.
I mean, those are more like little punch boys of light. Shining fisticuffs.
What?
What? Oh, fuck. Well, this is awkward. I think I'm gonna go now. But we're cool, right? Ah!
The light, it binds them. They are too many.
Go, my psionic warriors! Seal this boo-boo bear within the earth!
Hey, Thancred, how you holding up? Oh. Punch him again. Yeah, I just don't think that the whole thing about... Oh, I'm the last one left again. Well... I don't think the whole thing about, like, Asians possess mortal bodies via crystals of darkness ever is relevant ever again, which is kind of funny, honestly. Alright, we can leave now. Are all of the cutscenes up to the end voiced? I don't really remember. No more demonic rock candy? No more heart candy, unfortunately. Okay, Thancred, you can stop sleeping now. We're in the middle of... This is hardly the time and place for this sort of thing, Thancred. Haven't gotten past this storyline yet. You should. Everything after this is fantastic. Maggie! Like, there's a reason that Heavensward is the award-winning first expansion. Just limply waggling around on the back of the fucking Magitech armor. Oh, hey, Gaius. How you holding up?
And so my conquest ends, Cid. In smoke and ashes.
I'm not sure why you expected anything... Okay. Thancred just flopping around on the back. Jesus. Ba ba da ba 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 ba.
Feel. Think.
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it.
Warrior of light. Beloved daughter. The darkness hath fled before the unclosed brilliance of thy spirit.
Yeah, I'm pretty dope. I'm kind of a badass.
Yet it lingereth still beyond the sight of men.
This outfit's so cute. Love the hat.
Of the world. In the depths
yeah,
of the
it's great. You gotta keep playing so you can get to the near raids and unlock the fucking awesome outfits you can get from those.
Out. Never shall the world know aught but a passing peace. Yet for the present, a gentle light shineth o'er the realm of Eorzea.
Big rock.
With thee at its heart.
Oh, me? Aw, shucks, I'm
From
not that
sparkling moat shall it swell to glorious sun, and all the world shall bask in its warmth.
Oh? Hey, wait, where are you going?
Blessings and joy be upon thee.
Thanks?
Go forth, my child, and be as a beacon of hope for Eorzea and the lands beyond through all the days of thy life.
How many of the lands beyond? When you say beyond, beyond what? Like the ocean? The mountains? Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, boom, boom, boom.
My lady, all Twin Adder units have fallen back to the outer perimeter.
The flames have completed their withdrawal, General.
I did not expect that man's voice to be that
Admiral,
deep.
all hands accounted for.
Moshi Moshi!
She's still in there.
Sid, has there been no word?
Oh, Merweb's worried about me.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Damnation!
You
She's
said it,
going
Papa
to make
Limo.
it, I know she is.
Ida is right. We must have faith.
Sid, can they not be evacuated aboard the Enterprise? That adventurer and the Scions are as the Warriors of Light reborn. We cannot abandon them to their fate. Not again.
I wholeheartedly agree, but flying into the midst of that would only add to the fireworks.
There must be something we can do.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn. Please light her way through the darkness.
Alright, everybody bow your heads and pray.
Look into the light, my child. If thou would see thy companions return safe to thee, reach out to them now.
There!
Huh? Shit. Fuck. Get me out of here! Whoa!
Yay! Our Warrior of Light.
Yes! The hero returns!
My ears are singed.
Look! Thancred is with her!
Thank the 12!
Thank Hydaelyn.
Welcome home.
I think that high five was just each of them doing the slap emote at each other. Hey everybody. You will not believe the day that I've had.
You almost got us killed that one time, remember?
Now, we both know that was your fault.
Thank the 12 we're safe.
Mind your horns there, man-bull.
Mayhap when you mind your manners.
Though the crystal that bound Thancred is no more, I doubt we can say the same of La Habrea. And even if we could, we know that he is not alone. Confounded Ascians. Their god may be unknown to us, but their zeal is unquestionable.
I don't expect him to
Suffice
become
it
known
say,
to us anytime soon.
It would be
It's
folly to assume
probably
that
nothing.
they no longer pose a threat. Nevertheless...
Alvaro, stop looking at the camera! God, I'm so fucking tall.
For now, we must savor what peace we have won, however ephemeral. Do you see, Grandfather? Our first step towards realizing the dream for which you gave your life.
Alphino, the main character, has a monologue. I mean, if there was any character outside of the Warrior of Light who was likely the main character of Final Fantasy XIV, it's probably Alphino. Like, if we're being honest, Alphino's gonna be... I, Alphino, have a dream to become a gangstar. A primo mafioso.
Friends, the dread night of Imperial tyranny and Ascian machination is ended. A new day now begins in Eorzea.
Dope.
True to their name, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with our champion, have delivered
This man
us
is
from
so
darkness.
square. He's just
Let
like a
their
big
shared
Minecraft
victory
character,
serve to
Raubon.
remind us of our shared history. And let their bravery in the face of adversity inspire future generations.
Doubt not, the realm will need bravery in the days to come. Old rifts threaten to divide us within our walls, while hordes of beastmen claw at our gates. And though the Black Wolf be slain, the rest of the pack remains. Yet no foe need we fear, so long as we stand as one.
So long as the Scions stand for peace.
So long as our champion stands fast.
Yeah, that's me.
For there exists no adversity over which we may not jointly prevail.
No longer can we turn a blind eye to the suffering of our allies.
No nation stands alone. If one should fall, so shall we all. Eorzea is our shared home. For any one of us to know peace, so too must our neighbor.
Just as we join in solidarity before you this day, so too shall our grand companies be joined henceforth to strive not only for the good of mere nations, but for the good of all the realm.
Change will not come overnight. Yet I foresee a day, not so very far from now, when the lines that divide our lands fade, and all of Eorzea is one.
It has been but 5 short years since the Battle of Cartano. 5 years since the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. No victory, however sweet, can wash away our bitter sorrows. No triumph can reclaim those we lost. Yet do not presume you honor them by dwelling on the past. It was not the past they fought for. You would repay their sacrifice by looking to the future.
Well said, Merlib. I love you.
United, as the warriors of light united in the champion.
Oh, that's me.
Now is the time for us to rise as one, bearing all of Eorzea on our shoulders.
5 years ago, Eorzea bore witness to the end of the 6th Astral Era. Now, the 7th Umbral Era draws to a close, yet we come together not to glory in its end, but to mark a new beginning.
Say the line.
Let it be writ that on this day, by the light of the crystal, Eorzea ushered in a new era.
Say it.
The 7th Astral Era is come. And thus is ours a realm reborn.
Yeah! Merlib accidentally pulls the trigger. They're like the cutscene grinds to a halt. They're just ah, shit, fuck, Merlib. And then like they awkwardly shuffle around, get back into place. Just like, okay, you were right here, you're right there. And then they just continue on. Okay, we can skip this one. I forget what this is exactly. Meteor survivors. Okay, so these are all the folks that were playing this game back during 1.0, and good for them. Alright, we can skip that too. Big smoking hole in the ground. Special thanks. Skip. I'm so glad that we defeated the Garleans and nothing bad is ever going to happen ever again. Could not be more confident that all of our troubles are over. Wouldn't you all agree? This astral era is going to be smooth as... Oh... That's probably nothing.
What is it?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings! Chaos and carnage! It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
Well, no rest for the weary. Nyaha boy, Dread Tidings is how I'm going to open all my emails now.
Kaz Bahamul move.
Bahamut stirs. Who the fuck is Pashtarot? Has he been in any part of the game? Igeorm! As will the others ere long. Tis not a question of whether Eorzea's champion shall yield, but of when. Ah, Nabrialis. And with each passing moment, we draw closer to the reckoning. Okay, I know he's in here somewhere. Where is he? To the one true God. To Zodiac. And thus did dawn break on a realm reborn. But where there is light, there is always shadow. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Hey, everybody! Oh gosh, y'all are clapping for me. Oh geez, hold on. Let me do a proper emote here. Hold on. Fuck. What would work for this? Here we go. Arnvald. One day I hope to become a hero to the people like you. A hero like Abba and Auli were to me. You'll get there, buddy! I believe in you! Congratulations. Watching you live the life of a free adventurer has helped me realize that I can't keep putting off my dreams forever. I've been talking with Wedge about opening a workshop, independent of Garland Ironworks. Maybe in Vilbrand, I don't know.
Working with the chief's great and all, but someday I want to build my own enterprise, you know? Yeah, that might be a bit. You're an inspiration to us all, Igeld, an honest-to-God's hero that never gives up, never gives in. And neither will I. I'll win Tataru's heart, see if I don't. I believe in you, Wedge. You can do it, buddy. I think we could all do with a good rest, don't you? I know I could. I still haven't had the time to think about everything that happened. About Nero. And Gaius. I like to think that everything Gaius told Cid about his dad was true. Honestly. Gaius is an imperialist dog, to be sure. But I don't think he would lie about something like that. We held a vigil at the church until word came of your success. I cannot express to you how relieved I am by your safe return, Igeld. Thanks, Iliad. Brent, Brennan, Brement! I reckon a lot more folk will take up adventuring after hearing about what you've done. Brave men and women all hoping to become the next Igeld Shork. LZ3 is now following. That's spelled differently, though. Did you have, like, an alt account or something? Anyways, thanks for the follow. At least I get to brag about having met the original, eh? Ha! You sure gave those Imperials what for. I knew you were something special, Igeld. Heh, you've come a long way since I first saw you running around the Waken Sands. Yeah, it's the one on my phone. I see. By the gods, to think that this ragtag band of idealists could lay the 14th low. 'Tis a tale straight from a storybook. I imagine my former associates would find it most appealing. After all, what young ruffian hasn't at one point fancied himself a hero in the making? I think I may bring more than a few recruits back with me from the 12's Wood. Oh. Thanks, guys. Is anyone still in here? Anyone here not one for the limelight, not one for the excitement? Anyone in here, like... Aw, shucks. Aw, shucks. Hehe. We all decided to give you a special surprise welcome, just like the ones in heroic epics. Your story took many twists and turns, but you managed to get to the happy ending. Let's hope for more happy endings to come. Yes, let's hope with all our hearts. So a new era has begun. On such a momentous occasion, I find it good for the soul to help tie up loose ends. What would I suggest you do? Why, the same thing you always do after accomplishing a task. Report to Minfilia. It ends where it begins, my friend. I realize I have been the cause of tremendous consternation, and for that I deeply apologize. That's kind of putting it lightly, buddy. But you haven't the time to waste chatting with me. Minfilia is expecting you. The land my master sheltered from oblivion hath been delivered unto a new beginning by the hand of the warrior of light. Thus doth history mark the passing of an era. The dawn doth brighten the sky, and shineth o'er this nascent age of hope. And though the clouds gather to mute the sun's rising glory, I would walk far with thee under its gentle glow. Welcome back, warrior of light. We, all of us, prayed for your safe return. The 7th astral era has dawned, setting in motion a myriad of new beginnings. I suspect our paths will diverge for a time. Have you said your farewells to the Scions? Alphino. Where men go as one, there is life, and where there is life, there is cause to hope. The light of hope shines brilliantly within you, Igeld. I only wish my grandfather were here to see it. The Archons have conducted a preliminary investigation into the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest that a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive wave pattern in the ether, a pattern observed only once before in history, 5 years ago to be precise. I should like to think it mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount that possibility. Well, I trust I need say no more. At great sacrifice, we have delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thereby secured peace. We cannot well allow the realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You have given your all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions, yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm, of this very star.
Flying unlocked! You can now fly while mounted in Lenosia, Thanalan, and the Black Shroud, and Kurthus Central Highlands, and Mordona. There's more than just those three. To take flight, simply jump while mounted. You have completed the quest, A Realm Reborn, Part 4. Exiting New Game Plus mode. Oh, now it's empty in here. Now I'm sad. Alright, well that's going to be it for today. I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I'm going to go ahead and warp back to Ul'dah here. Which one's Ul'dah? This one. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes at tiers 1, 2, and 3. You can also follow me on Twitter at @Sane_intolerant or on YouTube at youtube.com/SaneIntolerant, where I post all the streams after they happen. Had fun. Thank you. You're welcome, first-time chatter, LZ3. What else? Art for the stream was done by Pirate Cashew on Twitter. That's PIRATECASHOO. They do fantastic work. A lot of horror work, so keep that in mind if you go checking their stuff out. What else? Didong. Oh, wait. Was Nosage? Oh, yeah, Nosage was there. Hi, Nosage. What else? Upcoming streams. Saturday, Sunday, midday, we're playing more Final Fantasy XIV. Monday and Tuesday in the afternoon, or in the evening, we're playing Final Fantasy XIV. Later today, in fact, in about roughly an hour and a half, I will be streaming BioShock Infinite. We're going to be starting in on the DLC for BioShock Infinite. Burial at Sea, which takes place in a familiar area, the sunken city of Rapture. Well, I say sunken, but it was built on the bottom of the sea. So I guess it's like the underwater city of Rapture, as opposed to sunken. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Next Wednesday, we will be taking a break, as it is my birthday, and I'm going to just go ahead and take the day off. Thursday, it'll be our last day of Final Fantasy XIV streams before I break from the New Game Plus streams to just do a run through Endwalker, which is going to be coming out on Friday. We'll still be doing Order 1886 in the evening, and then on Friday we will still be doing what was it? What are we going to be doing? BioShock Infinite, that's right. Saturday, I haven't figured out what I'm going to be doing next Saturday. Because I have options. Happy early birthday, then. Oh, thank you. I have options in terms of what I can do for Saturday streams going forward. And it's really, really going to kind of depend what direction I take that in. But that's all to be looked at a later time. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? I want to say that just about covers everything. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I will be back, as I said, in about an hour and a half. For BioShock Infinite, so I hope you will tune in for that.
And otherwise, I will see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care.